Hi, my name's Christian Lee.
I'm Kendall Fortner.
And we're a part of Earworm Digital. We're here with, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, we are
I'm Damar.
Tom and Tim from Plain White Tees. What's up?
Alright, and how are you guys doing?
Doing good. Excited to be in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful weather here. I just flew in from Chicago where it's real cold. So it's nice to be here, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I know you guys, you had a Thanksgiving break and now you guys are on to the second part of the tour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple pounds heavier.
Yeah.
So,
are we all?
what are like your highs and lows so far of the tour?
Wow. We played, it was weird. We did a show in Denver that was the best show of the tour so far. And normally, Denver's always cool. Yeah. But for some reason, this show was just crazy, like sold out, awesome crowd. And that was just kind of unexpected. Like I said, Denver's always fun. But it was like the best show of the tour so far, so that was cool.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Lows, there haven't been any lows at all.
It's nice.
Yeah. Keeping it high.
I love that for you. What do you guys normally put on your rider for the shows?
Can't you tell? Stale bread.
Stale bread.
Stale bread.
A couple of limp pepperoncinis.
Yeah.
Tuna salad.
White Claws, we were just talking about that.
White
Yeah, what we need, White Claws,
That's
tuna
the move,
salad. LaCroix.
To be honest, yeah, it is. It's like LaCroix,
It's
White
alcohol.
Claw,
Miller
and
Lite.
Miller Lite is
Yeah.
what is consumed heavily.
That's
Yeah.
like mostly.
Yeah, chips and salsa.
Chips and salsa.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
We're not like super picky or have any crazy stuff on there. Normally, it's just
Yeah.
enough to get by in the day and then have a buzz for the show.
I'm sure everyone appreciates that, the normalcy of your rider list. So this is obviously not your first tour ever. So how
First one.
Obviously, you're right. My bad. So how does your tours now compare to how they did when you were younger?
Well, that's a good question. It's funny, we have a lot more music to choose from now. So picking the set list is a little difficult because everybody's like, oh, we should do this song. Oh, we should do this song.
Can be annoying because
Yeah.
we have a lot.
Also
It's
depends on
It's kind of
how much younger are we talking about. We
No,
used
that's
to travel quite differently when we were, younger and
Super young, yeah. We used to
living in a
live
van and stuff. Pretty much like on top of each other.
Yeah.
I don't know, the shows, it kind of all feels like the same a little bit, but like you said, yeah, more to choose from. But they still have that same energy, I feel like, that they did when we were starting.
Totally.
And like picking your favorite song, what one's your favorite one to play live?
Songs?
Which one? Pick
One. Oh,
Just
man.
one.
That's tough.
Man.
It's always the same answer with you.
Me?
Yes.
What? Hey there to that.
Yeah.
No,
That's
that
pretty much
is
been it.
It is a fun song to play because people love it and people are like sing along to it and everything. And we actually did a show in LA just last week, and it was the last song of the set, and my microphone, or no, the guitar I was playing went out before the song, right before I was about to start it. And I'm like, hey, can you guys hear this? And I'm hitting the strings and nothing's. They can't. And they're like, no. I'm like, oh. And then our guitar tech comes out, we swap out guitars, and then as I'm putting on the different guitar, I knock my mic off of the mic stand. It makes a loud, like, poof, because it hits the ground. And then I pick up the mic, and now I'm talking to the mic, and the mic's out. They can't hear the mic. And the guitar's out.
Delicious.
And so then, I'm hitting it, and finally the mic comes back on. Oh, good, we got the mic, okay. And then the guitar gets back on, and I say, oh, the guitar's on it. Knock the mic off again.
It's like...
It was like a comedy, like a really bad...
Chaplin or something.
So then I picked the mic up again, and now the guitar's out again. So I literally just said, screw it, unplugged the guitar, and just stood at the very front of the stage and just sang it and played it just without any mics or anything with the crowd. And it ended up being a really cool, memorable moment for that song and for that crowd and that show.
How was that not a high of the tour?
That was the high.
Sick.
You're right.
Going back to that one.
You know what? It's been too many highs.
Too many highs.
I can't keep track of them.
And no lows.
No lows. No.
What's
There
the
could have been
tour?
a low. With the
it was
mic and
almost
the
a low.
guitar,
Yeah, how are you feeling at the moment?
I was actually kind of
Were you having fun?
didn't really care because
Okay.
it was just I knew it was oh god, this is so annoying, but worst comes to worst, I just do what I do.
once you knock the
Fire a
mic
couple
over
crew
again,
members
I know.
and move on.
it was like, what is
What's
happening?
that?
At that point, I don't know anymore.
Right.
Just play
And it was
the
like the end of the night.
Yeah,
Last
it was like the
song.
end of the whole show too. So it was
Yeah.
Hey.
It just might as well happen.
Yeah, it made for a memorable one though.
Yeah.
That's nice. And you guys just came out with an album in 2018.
Yeah.
And what was the writing process like for that one compared to how you've written before? Anything different? Change
Yeah,
that?
well, me and Tim wrote a lot of this one together. Basically just sitting in a kitchen with a buddy of ours, just messing with some sounds, and a lot of it was written really quickly, like one song a day pretty much. And in the past, it's always different when you're writing. A lot of times I'll just come to the band with a bunch of demos and see what sticks. Tim writes a few songs every album and brings them to the band and stuff. So doing it together was definitely a bit of a different vibe this time around, but I felt great about it. I felt like it was really smooth and really fun.
Really fun, yeah. Yeah, and Tom, had a choice of doing the writing in. He's got like a small studio space beneath his house, but we ended up just doing it in the kitchen where you can see the ocean, and we just sat there and I don't know.
Drank rosé.
Drank coffee and rosé and
yeah.
Wrote
that
a
was
heavy
actually,
electronic album.
White Claw was like not really out then when we were writing the album.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how good the album would have been if we
The
would have
next
had White
one.
Claws.
The next one.
Can't wait for the next album.
Fueled by White
There you
Claw.
go.
Fueled by Natty Daddies.
Plain White Claws.
The trashiest record we ever make.
It'll have a lot of grit to it.
Yes.
Alright. And we're gonna go on to the second part of this interview. It's like, how well do you guys know each other?
Ooh.
So I have some questions for you guys, and let's see how this goes.
All right.
I like this.
All right. First one, he may not be part of the interview, but he's in the room. Is it okay if you're in for one question?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
All
Hey,
right.
what's up?
Make way.
All right. And
The
so,
Mike Man.
See, I could have been in here the whole time.
Ah, start over.
all right. So let's.
Any lows on the tour, Mike?
Hey, who? Lowe's? No, just Home Depot's.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh, good one.
Okay. And so my first question. Let's see who was in this band.
Okay.
Who was in this band called Tone Deaf George?
Oh.
Wait, why do you want Mike in the interview?
Because he was in the band Tone Deaf George.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello.
I'm kidding, bro.
Oh.
Yo, yeah.
So it was Mike. So what can you tell me about that band?
It was a band that I started, fronted. What else? I did everything, man.
Yeah, Mike was the band, basically.
I was the band. I taught the guys how to play their instruments.
You could have done that part a little better.
That's true, yeah. But that was my first band. We played like local park districts with the Plain White Tees, actually. That's how I met Tom. Yeah.
And I was actually a huge fan of Tone Deaf George.
I don't know why. Nobody knows why.
Yeah, I regret it to this day.
Yeah.
But no, when our bass player quit the band, and Mike was just this awesome, talented guy from Tone Deaf George, and I was like, dude, you should come out with us and play bass. And he said, yeah, and then he's basically been in the band ever since, aside from when our old bass player decided to come back for like 3 weeks. And we kicked Mike out
Kicked
for 3
my
weeks.
ass out. And by that point, I quit my job. My girlfriend broke up with me. Like I pretty much dropped everything to go out on the road with the T's. And like, oh, hey Mike, you're kind of not in the band. So I had nothing going on.
Still
So
bitter about it.
I came out.
It's been 15 years.
I'm like, well, can I come out?
kinda not
I'll
in the
guitar tech for you guys. Like I'll load the gear. I did that for $10 a day.
For like literally 2 or 3 weeks.
Until the guy quit again, and I was
And
like,
then, yeah.
see, I knew that guy.
There was a show on that tour that Mike was out with us guitar teching, where the bass player like went out for dinner or something.
No, he went to buy beer.
Oh, is that
like-
what it was?
like,
he didn't
with some
get
girls.
never came back, and we're about to go on. It was like, oh, Mike,
What?
just play with us.
You're still
and,
waiting for him.
Yeah,
to
so
say.
I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
I guess
never
I'm
saw him
playing.
again.
No, he showed up like halfway through the set
Yeah,
and like watched it. And I was like, hey, dude, I'm playing bass.
Yeah.
and that was pretty much it.
That's crazy.
Next time, try to be on time.
Wow, that's a wild story.
But yeah, our old guitar player from Tone Deaf George recently uploaded a bunch of stuff on YouTube. If you want to find it,
Tone Deaf
just
George
search
still lives
for
on.
Tone Deaf George karaoke.
Oh,
He put the lyrics up there. Most
cool.
of them are almost correct.
Awesome.
All right.
Hopefully he gets some like ad revenue. Or
I gotta
something
look that
eventually.
up now. Yeah.
It's good. My son like been rocking it every day.
Really?
It's crazy.
Heck yeah.
Let's
All right,
keep
what else?
the punk bands. Let's keep them rolling. So this person was in a punk band called is it Knocked Out.
Knockout.
Knockout.
Yep. That would be Damar. What's
Me.
up, dude?
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so what was like the difference between like playing in that band compared to playing with T's?
They let me play all the drum fills that I wanted to at all hours and times of any minutes of the song. And now when I joined, and so the funny thing is, this guy over here, he asked me to be in this band a couple times, and I went home and I practiced and listened to the record, and I practiced, and I got to what do you call it? Los Angeles to
Did you even listen to
try
this?
out. And we played a song, and then this guy goes, "Hey, what if I just..."
No, hang on. Let me skip the part.
Which
Skip
part
the
is-
part where we played a
skip?
song.
Played a song,
Where the four of us played a song and you played a different song.
and we all look at each other. We're like,
And Damar is like the sickest drummer in Chicago. He's so awesome. And so we're like, dude, holy shit, he's going to play with us. It's going to be so good. And yeah, he gets out there and he just does a drum solo the whole song.
But
And we were all like looking at each other like, what's going on?
are we getting trolled right
Like
now?
we literally, we like had to like, okay, let's take a break. And we were all like, what are we going to do? How do we send him home? How do we...
Everyone's like staring at me, and I'm like, wait, what's up? And then, Mike's kind of said something about like doing what if I just did a bass solo the whole time? And I'm like, oh, you guys just want me to play straight. And they were like, yeah, can you do that? And
Play
I'm
the
like,
song.
oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah.
And then we went back in and he played it perfectly. And we're like, oh, okay. Very good.
I mean, that was the biggest difference, but I would say that I probably learned a lot about playing for the song and music and like, being in the background and not being like, and Knockout, it was different. And I could like show off, and it was just a little different, more unstructured, I would say, vibe of songwriting. Whereas Planet T's was more like, nah, this is how you write a song. And this is where the drums go, and this is where the bass goes, and this is where the, so learned a lot actually.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
And now look at you now.
Hey, 16 years later.
And now we're like, dude, do some more of that crazy.
Yeah, now they're like, hey.
Come on.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Okay. So this other person in the band was in a band called BRIGHTLIFE.
Wow, all right.
That
That's
guy.
Tim
You've
Lopez.
done your research.
Right.
And so I know you're the only one not from Chicago in the band. And did you actually go to a high school in San Diego or
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Someone said San Marcos,
There.
so I'm like, oh.
San Marcos was the school.
Oh, okay.
There. Yeah.
All right. And so I know you guys shared a manager before, and I know you've actually, when you were in the other band, you played with the Plain White Tees a few times.
We did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird to think that all three of these guys played with Plain White Tees.
Yeah.
Before being in the band.
bands,
Yeah.
And so what made you jump ship?
I was in a band with a really close friend, and sometimes, man, not that we are not great friends now, but sometimes, like when you're young and trying to be creative, like you just end up with tensions writing music together, especially as soon as like the directions start to kind of veer off. And so it was one of my best friends all through high school, and he's still a great friend today, but we ended up like wanting to kill each other at this one point, and we, like you said, we were managed by the same manager as the T's, and so we'd only written one record with BRIGHTLIFE, kind of were on a nice trajectory, and then dissolved it, and the manager was like, these dudes need a new guitar player, why don't you just like swap over? And then I think I had previously fired that manager in my other band, and he still was like, hey, why don't you go to this band and play? And then as soon as I got in that band, I fired him again.
Yeah. He kind of knew that.
And yeah, he said, I know he's probably going to fire me, but you guys should get
He's like, I got a perfect guy, but he's definitely going to fire me.
Poor guy.
selfless manager, dude.
Yeah, that's true. That was a really selfless moment of that guy.
Yeah.
All right. Another one. This one isn't a band. This one's a nickname. And this person has a nickname, HOVNO.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually HOVNO.
HOVNO.
And that's Dave.
Well,
He's
no,
the-
it's actually HOVNO.
Oh, yeah?
But we say HOVNO, but I think the proper pronunciation is close to HOVNO.
You know more than I do.
So why does he have that nickname, though?
It means
It means shit.
shit in a different language. What language would it?
I'm not sure what language,
It's like
if we ever figured that out.
Like
But
Serb,
I think the
Croat,
story was he went to, funny enough, an improv show.
Shut up.
I swear to God. There's a show called Too Much Light Makes the Baby Go Blind in Chicago, where it's like an improv thing. And when we were in high school, he went with a couple friends, and they give you just these random, like, nickname cards, like when you walk in the door. And his was HOVNO, or HOVNO, however you say it. And for some reason, just whoever was with him thought it was funny and just started calling him that, and then it just caught on. And so it's like been his nickname ever since.
I don't think I've known that story.
I never known that
Yeah.
story at all. No.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And now,
It's been HOVNO, like, ever since I've known him.
and now we've been
Wow.
calling him Chicago Improv. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
for
funny.
different reasons. But yeah, it all comes full circle.
All right.
And how about me? Come on, what do you got on me?
All right. What can you tell me about TNT?
Holy shit. That is
Television network.
no, that's my first ever endeavor into music. It was me and my friend Tom Suka, Tom and Tom, TNT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
And
cool,
we
man.
did we wrote an original rap song and did it at the 8th grade talent show. And it was a smash.
Can you give us a little bit?
You have some bars?
Oh, you know it. It was let's see.
Do you need a beat?
Rest your head on my shoulder. If you are tired, then come on over. And then the rap was like, I went to the store and I saw a cop. What was he doing? He was drinking a pop. I looked up at him and said, how you doing? He replied to me, I'm just fooling around. Because I'm really not a cop. I just act like this so I can get free pop. So, oh my God, yeah, I don't know. Something
Wow.
Yeah, how do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We gotta cut that one.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out to Mr. Rock, right?
Mr. Rock, yeah. My,
No.
my music teacher in junior high, Mr. Rock.
Mr. Rock.
Yes.
So we gotta call Tom Suka up and be like,
Tom
yo,
Suka,
man,
you're back, dude.
get this
We
show on
need
the
ya.
road. Come open for the T's. The T's and TNT.
and the T's.
Man.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for taking the time to do the interview. This was a lot of fun.
Of course.
But
Yeah, man.
before we turn off the camera, though, we actually do have some gifts for you.
Oh, dang.
And we know,
I knew
being
I
on the
said
road,
something
it's hard to
I
get some
thought the
good food.
surprises were bringing up all the old
Oh,
fun
yeah.
stuff.
well, there's more.
All right.
All right, let's see.
Ooh, we got Golden Grams.
So, yeah, we got some cereal for you guys.
Hell yeah, that's
All right.
awesome.
You're
So,
thinking.
Dave got Captain Crunch.
Bus stock.
Okay.
DeMar got some Golden Grams.
What? How do you know I like holograms?
Tom got some Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, boy.
Was this
Oh, yeah.
was this researched as well?
This had to be
Yeah,
because this is my shit.
Yeah, this is the best.
Tim got
cereal.
some Honey Bunch of Oats.
Ah!
And last but not
He's not
least,
here, but
Mike got
you can
some
have it.
frosted
Someone.
Dude, that's actually what he likes.
That is.
I asked him, I literally was like, what kind of cereal do you like, Mike? And it's
Crushed it.
You guys are good.
Thank you.
How did you know?
Yeah, how did you know this?
welcome.
Literally, how did you know?
We do our research. What can we say?
But I don't remember ever.
They watched the interview or
Talk
something.
We
about
did
frosted
some deep
beans.
dive.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
You're welcome.
guys.
And so, before we turn off the camera, we're gonna get off it. Is there anything you would like to plug or anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Frosted mini wheats. No.
No, Reese's Puffs. Now we're gonna fight about whose cereal is better.
Mine, obviously.
Fans, just thanks for.
We're on the road.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the shows. We'll be on tour for the next. I don't know when this is gonna air, but we'll be on tour for the next 3 weeks
Yeah.
or so. So if we're coming to your town, come get tickets, hang out with us. We will give you cereal.
Parallel Universe, Spotify, iTunes,
Google
Amazon.
Play Music, YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Listen.